Hi there, my name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Ruben Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted, y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible.
Welcome everyone to RubenRubioTX live stream here on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. I'm April Rich, and with us as always is Ruben Rubio. Hi, Ruben.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching our show again.
Just want to say hi to Irma Rodriguez and Mauricio Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Well, today, Richard, we are going to talk about change of ownership on your life insurance policies. One of the reasons that we need to talk about this, especially if you're a senior citizen, or let's say that you're a son or a daughter that has purchased insurance on your mom and dad, for financial reasons, it's very important to change the ownership. That your son or your daughter may be the owners of your policy for a simple reason, tax purposes. Or let's say down the road, mom and dad, they qualify now for Medicare, Medicaid, or some kind of government-assisted programs. If they have any type of life insurance and it's not that much, you don't have to make a change. But let's say you have a large policy, most of the time they'll ask you that you need to either sell it or get rid of your policy. Instead of doing that, I have already done this many times with many of my clients. We go ahead and change the ownership to either their son or their daughter or a family member or a family friend. That will help them out on the long run, because everything's so expensive nowadays with Medicare, Medicaid, doctor visits, hospitalization, government assistance programs. I have come across several clients that have told me, Mr. Rubio, they want me to sell my insurance. And I said, no. We don't necessarily need to do that. We can just go ahead and change the ownership to, like I said, a son, a daughter, or a family friend, somebody that you can confide in, somebody that you can trust that is going to do the best for you in the long run, because here's the thing. The reason we purchased the life insurance.
So we're talking about a change of ownership and in case something happens. So yeah. Continue, what you were talking about?
Oh, yes. So we try to help out the client in the sense that, hey, you know what? Down the road, these problems will arise that, hey, I have a certain amount of coverage, and depending on which state you live in or what's your age or status, you want to do the smart thing and, of course, distribute what you have beforehand. A lot of people just have enough for final expense, which is okay, because then you can make that policy just, hey, you know what, this is just to bury me. A $15,000 policy right now in the Valley is more or less what you're looking for. But if you live up more north, like San Antonio, Houston, or Dallas, you really need a $25,000 policy, because the higher you go up, the more expensive the cost of living is, especially living in a big city like San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, or let's say Fort Worth, or you live in Amarillo, the cost of living is much more expensive. It's like I was just talking to a couple of clients. I said, Mr. Rubio, they said, I hadn't noticed that it's very expensive to bury somebody. Yeah, there's a cemetery here that charges $1,500 just for the opening and closing. I said, what? Yeah, that's what it costs. They only pay $20 worth of diesel to put into that tractor to, cut a hole open in the ground and then put down the liner box, and then of course down the road, they're going to put down the coffin, and then they're going to cover it up. It doesn't even cost them $20, but hey, they're going to charge you $1,500 to $1,800 just for the opening and closing. So I've recommended to many of my clients at a certain age. I tell them, you know what, you should pass this insurance on to your kids, to your family, because it's very important for them to be ready the day something happens. And you being the owner now, your son or your daughter or your family friend, you can make the proper decisions how to distribute that money. You know, some money we're going to apply to the funeral home, and some money we're going to apply to the cemetery. And of course, you know, Richard, unfortunately, a lot of people says, "Oh, there's money going to be left over." And I said, "No, not that much. Not with 15 or 25,000. There's just going to be money to pay off bills. You know, that's it. It is what it is. You know." But then again, I have clients like I talked about, you know, leaving a legacy towards your son, towards your daughter, where, hey, you know, most kids will buy a $50,000 to $100,000 policy for their mom and dad. In the event something happens, well, that's a inheritance that they're going to get. Now, if they're the owners of the policy, there are no tax repercussions because it's not in the mom and dad's name. They are the insured, but they are not the owners of the policy or the beneficiaries of the policy. So when they receive money from there, that's how a lot of these kids get to pay off, you know, in case there's income tax that they have to pay, which we call, and of course, is estate tax. Anybody that has an estate over $650,000, and depending on what year we're talking about, that you have to pay taxes to the federal government. So, you know, I may not deal with a lot of very rich people, Richard, but there's people that do have, you know, some money accumulated, you know, and they want to distribute it. Or let's say down the road, you know, they leave their house and their property to their children. You know, nowadays market, you know, like for instance, myself, you know, where I live right now, my house is valued at $242,000. Well, it's not a taxable event, you know, but for me to reconstruct my house right now, how everything's going up, it's going to cost me more than $300,000 to rebuild my house if something happens. So that's why it behooves us. It would be in our best interest to change the ownership just on my life insurance alone, so that my kids, you know, down the road, hey, you know, dad left us this house and dad left us some money, you know, they'll have money to pay for the estate tax that they have to pay down the road, you know. And like I said, this is something that is so important that a lot of people don't think about. You know, after you're dead, you know, will there be any taxes? Well, depending how much you've accumulated over the years, there is taxes. There's an estate tax. That's a federal tax. There's nothing you can do there. They can't give you anything till you pay that taxes. Did you know that, Richard?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. And a lot of people think, no, that's my home. Oh, wait a minute. It's valued at so much money. You have to pay taxes before that property can go to your name. So how do you do it? How do you pull it up? Well, that's how you buy life insurance for mom and dad, put it in your name because you're changing the ownership to you. And that way, when they pass away, that money is free and clear, and you get your inheritance without a problem. You'll have money to pay whatever inheritance tax there is or estate tax, and you're okay. Like a lot of people don't know that, you know, our lives are changing. Like, for instance, here in the Valley, most people, you know, make anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 to $30,000 a year. Guess what? Over the years, that's changed. It's now people make more money now because there's more industry, there's more agriculture, there's more value of real estate. You know, like many years ago, I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but you know, one of the guys that was running for our local district said, "Oh, I'm not going to raise taxes. I'm not going to raise taxes." Well, great. He didn't raise taxes. But when he got in, he raised property values. So, you know, he kept his word, but now the value of my house is more expensive because he raised property values. So like I was saying, my house used to be valued at a certain amount. Now it's valued about 242. But as the cost of living is going right now, uh, for me to reconstruct my house, it's not going to cost me $240,000. It's going to cost almost $300,000. So, and that's because everything is going up, Richard. Everything is simply just
especially lumber.
going up. Mm-hmm.
So I just want to welcome everyone to the show. You're watching Ruben Rubio TX live on Facebook, on Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all our social media links at our website, RubenRubioTX.com. If you have a question, you can submit them there or in the comments below. And if you want to set up an appointment to further discuss about life insurance policies, you can fill out the contact form down there in our website and set up an appointment. And today we're talking about change of ownership. So I guess the question I have is, because you're changing ownership, it's still covering the person that originally owned it?
Yes. We're not changing any of the life benefits or existing benefits. We're just changing who owns the policy because of legal reasons down the road. And as I explained, in case there's a death or unforeseeable death, all of a sudden, we want to make sure that if you have an estate, let's say you have an estate and you're leaving something of a legacy to your kids, well, you want to have this beforehand to help out your children so they don't get caught up with all the legalities and get caught up with, having to pay a certain amount of taxes and not having money enough to pay for the taxes, and you know how the government is, they're not going to release things to your name until you pay them first, and that's very important, And if you're a client of mine or you're not a client of mine, we're talking about these subjects because many times the agents do not take the time to discuss these problems with their clients. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk to most of my clients is that you should think about down the road having something called a medical, power of attorney. What is a medical power of attorney? This is what it is. Let's say down the road, something happens to me. I get sick or I have an accident and you're there at the hospital and you know how it is. They come up to your spouse and say, you know what? He's not going to make it. And if he does make it, he's going to be a vegetable. Or you know what? What do you want us to do? If you have a medical power of attorney, you can decide to do the right thing, to do what is best in that person's life, because you and I know we've seen people that have been great, fantastic, their family, we love them, but now they're a vegetable, or they're going to be a vegetable if you don't do something about it. And you want them to have a decent going away. You just said, you know what, I'm going to do the right thing. It's his time. Let me sign for him to just go on to be with the Lord. And that medical power of attorney, it is something that is not easy, but it's something that is so necessary, because why would you like to be sick and it'd be best if you go on, it's best that you go on. Do you want to be a vegetable for the next 20, 30 years? Because have we not seen in the news, people said, well, I love them. Yeah, but do the right thing. If they're gonna have the same quality of life, they're literally very bad, just go ahead and sign. Let's stop right now. Let life go on. And like I said, it's a very tough subject.
I think it's something that like if people are going to get life insurance, it's important to discuss these things with people that are like the beneficiaries or handling the finances as well, to talk about, medically, what would they want in, I guess certain circumstances, situations, Because I know that there's also like a do not resuscitate form sometimes.
Yes, a clause,
And
yes.
these are things that are important to discuss with your loved one, and especially once they get older, if the person can't make decisions for themselves, they need someone they can trust to handle these very tough and difficult matters. Um, would this be something that is also set up alongside as you set up the insurance? Life
Yeah,
insurance?
yes, you can set it up. It's a legality and a form in which, you yourself, you can go online, fill out a form and say, you know what, upon my death, I want them to do this, or upon my demise or an accident or let's say a major illness, here it is. I want this to be done. I don't want my family to drag me through their lives, because I've had family members that, their quality of life changed, and they're not there. They're a vegetable, or they're not going to respond back to you, and you don't want to see them suffer, and it's best for you to not to suffer, and this is just part of life. I'm sorry to say, I was going to make the comment at the end of the show, but let's be very serious. COVID-19 has changed so much everybody's life, because some people are not going to get it and some people are. Some people, they're not going to have an adverse effect after having it, and some people, their life changes completely, Richard. Completely.
Yeah.
One of the things I have emphasized to people, look, I have athletes, people that, run, box, people that have play sports, but they can no longer do any of those things because of the COVID. They have heart problems. They've developed physical ailments. They are now, some of them are just, quadriplegic. Some are just so sick they can't move anymore. They can't respond. And of course, since now they're sick, they don't qualify for a normal life insurance policy. And I've emphasized to people, look, before there's a life-altering event in your life, let's do a change. Let's get some life insurance on you. And it doesn't matter if it's whole life or it's term, or as long as you have something to leave behind so that your family won't have a hard time. Because once you get that disease, I've heard of people that their life changed completely. Hey, Mr. Rubio, I can no longer walk. Hey, Mr. Rubio, I can no longer work. You know what? I can't breathe anymore. So now I'm now stuck to this chair, and I'm stuck to this oxygen tank now, because they didn't think that this was going to be that bad. Remember last year, Richard, that some people were actually having parties to see who would catch COVID.
Yeah,
and that's like insane. You think about it, it's insane, but they think it was a joke. A lot of these people are not joking anymore, and a lot of these people are no longer with us. It's something that altered their lives and has changed things. It's what I've always mentioned. It's like the accidents. Do you know when your next accident is? No, I don't know. I remember a couple of years ago in the city of Galveston, that hurricane that was going to come in. And the cops told them 3 days beforehand, you gotta move out of your home. You've gotta go to dry land. You've gotta move out of the city, because once that hurricane comes in, we're not gonna go out there and rescue you. You may call 911. We're not going. Guess what? A lot of those people died because they wanted to, because the severity of the storm was so strong. There was no way to get out to those people. And a lot of those people just died. The storm came in so strong, it knocked down houses, and whoever was living in those homes, then a lot of those people, they never found them again.
Yeah.
And nowadays, like I said, with this COVID situation, we are in a situation which I know a lot of people have already taken the shot. anywhere from 65 to 53% of the country is already vaccinated. But that's not a guarantee still, Richard. That still is not a guarantee that you're not going to catch COVID. I have had clients have passed away with COVID even after they took a shot. So, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you, oh, you're going to get it. I'm just telling you, why should you take the risk of catching something that right now it's deadly out there for us. It's deadly for everybody. And like I mentioned to you earlier, once you get it, your quality of life has changed. I now have a questionnaire that all insurance companies have put into their policy saying, hey, if you've had COVID, tell us, because now they have to either ask for medical records or they have to do an exam. And we're not talking about large quantities. We're just talking about this is now the way of life today. Unfortunately, that's just it.
I just want to thank everyone that's been here today. You're watching RubenRubioTX live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Today, we're talking about change of ownership. If you want to find out more, you can ask a question on our website at RubenRubioTX.com. If you have any other questions regarding life insurance, or if you want to set up an appointment to discuss the options that you have available, there's a contact form where you can set up an appointment at the best time to reach you. You can also find all of our social media there. Today we're talking about change of ownership and power of attorney, and the importance of doing these things before an accident or an event happens, that you'll no longer be able to make those decisions. Anything more you want to talk about regarding those subjects?
Yeah, actually, it's not power of attorney. It's the other one. It's medical power of attorney for the client's spouse or their children, that you're going to give them the right to make changes. Now that you mentioned the word power of attorney, let me just make a clarification for my people, my clients, is the following. Even if you have power of attorney, let's say for your mom and your dad, it does not apply to life insurance policies. You cannot make a change even if you have power of attorney on your policy, on your mom and dad's policy. What you need is change of ownership, where the mom and dad give you the ownership of the policy so you can make decisions for their mom or dad. That power of attorney is great, but it doesn't apply to life insurance. That's one of the things that the state of Texas has made so clear, that emergency medical power of attorney is for you to make decisions for them. Let's say you have to do the right thing. Mom and dad aren't going to live the same quality of life anymore. They're going to be a vegetable. Let's just say goodbye. Let's just go ahead and do it. It's something very hard and very harsh, but we have to do it. And it's painful. As your agent, as somebody that will be your friend, I'm there for my clients. And I get calls at all times, like I've told you, Richard. 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, they call me, hey, Mr. Rubio, this happened. Okay, let me get a moment, get my stuff ready, and I'll swing by there and let's sit down and talk and let's see what we can do. But other than that, Richard, I can't emphasize more. While you are still healthy, please get coverage. Please get coverage, because you don't know what's coming down the road. A sickness, an accident. I have had clients that we've heard all of a sudden, hey, Mr. Rubio, you know what? They found cancer on me. Well, you know what? I want to increase my policy. I can't do it anymore. Why? Because now your health has changed and I can't do it. If you would have done it before they found cancer, there would be no problem. But now there's a medical history. Now there's stuff that is in the way of us doing a change in your bank. Yes, sir.
One question, I guess, on the change of ownership. When you do that, does that change the rate that's being paid monthly?
No, nothing changes. Only the owner of the policy. They're still going to pay the same premium. They're still going to have the same coverage. Everything stays the same, except now you have somebody else as the owner. You know, that's important. Like I said, you know, I have clients. Hey, they give. Hey, you want an inheritance? I have $50,000 of whole life. I have $50,000 of term. I have $100,000 life insurance policy. Do you want the inheritance? Yes. Okay, then you're now the new owner, and now you pay for it. And when somebody dies, that's what they get. Because you know how it is, Richard. There's only two sure things in life. What are they?
Death and taxes.
Oh, that's right. Death and taxes. We cannot escape those two. I wish we could, but we can't.
Well, just want to thank everyone who's joined us today on Ruben Rubio TX Live. We were on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all our social media on our website at RubenRubioTX.com. And if you have any questions you'd like to ask, you can submit them there, as well as set up an appointment with Ruben Rubio himself, so you can discuss the options that are available to you. And if you have questions regarding change of ownership and any of the other topics we've discussed throughout these past shows, he can walk you through them a lot better and then find a solution that's best for you to leave a legacy for you and your family. And we'll see you again next week, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Anything closing thoughts before we go?
No, just like to thank everybody that's out there. Hey, spread the news. Spread the news. We're out here. We're trying to help everybody we can.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Hi there, my name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Rubén Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros livestream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible.